welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. I thought I was long overdue for a meal prep, food prep video for you guys. It's been a long time. I've had some requests for it and I'm bringing you guys that today. You will notice everything is behind me. I just got done and I wore a white shirt while I was doing it and it's still white. Let's all take a moment. Thumbs up for that. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I wanted to bring some ideas that are good for going back to school. It is that time of the year. Yes, moms. And I thought these would be some cool ideas that you could do not only for your kids, but also for yourself in the morning when things get a little bit chaotic. Now, for us too, my husband works pretty long hours, and so he takes quite a bit of food to work with him. And so I always like to have things in the fridge ready to go, especially when he's running behind, he has something quick to grab. We have gotten so good about not buying once we're out of the house for lunch breaks and that kind of thing, where it's oh, I'll just go get some fast food. We haven't done that in a very, very long time. Now we still go out from time to time, but it's planned and it's not fast food and it's something a little bit better for you, you know. It's always good to have something in the fridge ready to go so that you're not tempted to buy junk, you know? So I just wanted to bring some ideas to you guys. I have 7 different things I'm gonna share with you guys today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, please do give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So let's just get into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you again so much for watching. Okay, so first things first, you gotta have fresh fruits and veggies on hand at all times if you wanna set yourself up for success. It's just what it is, right? So I thought it would be really good to make something that is very quick and easy to grab, where all of it is prepped, ready to go. You can just eat it. You don't have to chop anything. It is ready. So the first thing is I actually have some cucumbers, which yes, personally is not my favorite thing, but Nate enjoys them, and some carrots. And I have just those two. You can keep it very simple, but of course feel free to change it up to whatever it is you like. And I'm going to pair that though with some hummus and some avocado. Just mash up an avocado, put a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning, put a little lemon juice on it. It'll stay nice and green versus turning brown, and you're good to go. You've got 2 dips for your veggies. It's not super boring then. I get it. Sometimes, yeah, the carrot is there, but do we want to eat just the carrot? No. We need a little something more, and I will not hold it against you if you want to put peanut butter in there instead. Don't knock it till you try it. Peanut butter on carrots is bomb. So again, this is something that I like to have on hand, ready to go, whether it's for myself, my kid, or my husband, and it's just ready. So that is a great one to have on hand, and you can always change it week to week of what veggies you want to have. But let's be real, sometimes we don't want veggies, we want something sweeter, so I think it's also really good to have a variety of fruit available as well. But of course, this is always going to change too to what is in season. Don't be afraid to just go off of that. And this time I use some strawberries, some cantaloupe, some blueberries, some plums, and some oranges. A great mix. I have really been enjoying fruit lately. It is super hot here, and I need fruit. Keep you cool, right? So I'm going to put some of those together as well. Now I'm just doing 2 of each, but of course, as big as your family is or as many as you need, of course, make accordingly. Another tip too is you could always add some non-dairy yogurt to those as well. So that is idea number 1. Good for school lunches, good for yourself, good for you to take to work with you. So the next thing I'm super excited to share with you guys, because this is really perfect for meal prepping specifically, I think. You can create 2 completely different things with using only 1 griddle, which we like. We like that. Are you a griddle pan lover or a skillet pan lover or a grill pan, whatever you call them? I call it a skillet, I call it a griddle. It's a grill pan? I don't know. I really enjoy using these actually. They are just super convenient when you want to make things in bulk. Example, pancakes. I make protein pancakes specifically often. I would say I probably make at least a batch every week and a half or so. So it is something I do use frequently. So iKitch actually sent this grill pan to me, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much. And I was just so intrigued by it because since I'm so used to having my skillet pan that I do for pancakes, I thought that this was such a great concept because again, you can do 2 entirely different things at the same time. And I'm like, oh, sold. So So one half of it is strictly a flat surface and like kind of a standard one. And the second half is truly for grilling, which I'm like, this is perfect. Now I wouldn't want that necessarily for pancakes, of course, although I'm not discriminating against that. That could work. But I thought it would be really cool to go ahead and make my protein pancakes, and I will link that recipe for you guys. But of course, feel free to use your favorite pancake recipe that is your go-to, whether it's for yourself or for your kids. Maybe they aren't really into the high protein ones. I get it. And then I thought it would be cool to make some tofu fillets and grill them up. That way I have them for throughout the week. I can add them to various dishes. These are two completely different items, and to be able to make those at the same time was really, really awesome. So I just got these going and they really cooked up super fast. Now I did have to get used to the heat a little bit on it. I will say this one gets hot. Go a little bit lower than you normally are probably used to, which is awesome, because sometimes that can be kind of a downfall of skillet pans in general, is sometimes they don't cook super even or they don't get hot enough. I've noticed that in the past, and this was not the case with this one, which was awesome. So it was really cool to be able to do both things at once and knock out two birds, one stone, as they say. And so I went ahead and made a bunch of pancakes. Now I did have to switch to only doing one because it wasn't the pan's fault, it's myself. I'm not the most coordinated when it comes to flipping them, and I just found it easier to do one. Anyway, if you make them smaller, you can probably even get away with 4 to 5 at a time, but I like them bigger, you know. Anyway, by the way, that sauce that I used on the tofu was delicious, and it is this Thai peanut sauce from Thrive Market. Love it. Very, very good. Low sugar. Delicious. So super healthy as well. So I will have this grill pan linked below too if you guys are in the market for one. I would highly recommend it. It worked very, very well, and I just thought it was a really cool concept. All right, so the next thing I wanted to make was actually one of my old tried and trues. It is a recipe that I have put together inspired by High Carb Hannah's take on the California Pizza Kitchen Thai salad. And she created this, and I was like very inspired by what she came up with. That's where it all like originated from. But this is actually on my website as a recipe. It's been there now for a couple years, and I wanted to bring it back. I think it is a perfect summer salad. It's very filling and it holds up well as a prep. It's awesome. And I think in general right now, salads just sound so good because it's just not super fun to cook when it's really hot. So I thought this would be a great meal prep idea for the week. Now this salad specifically is more so, I would say, salad meets coleslaw in a way. So it's cabbage based. So if you're not the biggest fan of that, I would say go ahead and do a lettuce based then, but maybe hold off on the dressing till later in the week, and maybe have like a side of it made, and then you can add it to your salad as you go, just because I do notice that more delicate leaf lettuce doesn't, you know, hold up as long for the sake of prepping as does cabbage. So that's why I also like the salad though, because I think it's one of those, the longer it sits, the better it gets, which is awesome. So, but just a little tip for you, feel free if cabbage isn't your thing, it is still a great dressing on any salad for that matter. This is a really, really, really good dressing, guys. Please try it. It's really good. And I think because it is like almond based, where there's almonds in it and almonds in the almond butter from the dressing, it really is a filling salad too. It's really, really good. So I just make a huge bowl of this, put it in a big Tupperware, and I am good to go. We can have it for a meal real quick, put some in a bowl, and we are all set. And that way I can just grab as needed. So the next thing I made was also kind of a 2-for-1, which we gotta love that. That's really like key when it comes to meal prepping and food prepping in general. If we can like create something that makes various dishes but with less work, we're into it. So this next one is kind of basic, but then we zhuzh it up and we can create more, which is great. So I went ahead and decided to do a tofu scramble. Now, I do think that there are many takes on scrambles. You can make them very much egg-based to make it like mimic true scrambled eggs, and I say go for it. If you are looking to do that, I would highly recommend adding black salt to it. This can be an ingredient though that is very hard to find, but it has a sulfur taste to it which kind of mimics eggs. So if that is something though that you do like and you are wanting please do that and you will be really happy with the outcome. Another tip too, again, when it just comes to a true kind of basic scramble, is I would recommend a firm tofu, but probably not an extra firm tofu, which is what I'm actually using today. Not a big deal, but it doesn't break down quite as much as you would want, again, to mimic a true scrambled egg, if that makes sense. But again, flavor-wise, you're good to go. But for me personally, I don't really care if it has that true like egg taste to it. I just like that it's a scramble. And what I like to add to mine personally is some garlic powder and turmeric. Now, turmeric is definitely a must whether you add the black salt or not, because this is what gives it the color. Plus, turmeric is very, very good for you. This is a great one to have on hand. I mean, when you're talking meal prep, you also want to have stuff, I think personally, that are high in protein, especially if you're someone who eats plant-based or truly vegan. You know, it can be not impossible by any standpoint to eat vegan and have a lot of protein in your diet, but you have to be mindful of it and you have to try to figure out where you're going to get that with each meal, and at least, you know, most of the time, you know. So once that's kind of cooked up, and just do it for, you know, 5-10 minutes or so, you're good to go. Pull out about half of it, and that way you have that just basic scramble ready to go for the next few days. Then from here, this is where we're gonna zhuzh it up. And my thought was more so for like tacos and burritos in the upcoming days, because I mean, we love that. So then you're gonna keep that other half of the scramble in there, and we're going to add some soy rizo, which this stuff is just so good, you guys. It really is. I highly recommend it. And it doesn't take much too. It really doesn't. It's got a lot of flavor into it. And I struggle because sometimes I feel like I need to add more to my dish, like it doesn't have enough flavor in it, or I didn't add enough seasonings to it. No, this in itself gives it so much flavor. So just a little side note there, like that stuff is great. So add a little bit of that to your scramble, and then even to bulk it up even more, and also for the sake of it being very filling, I'm gonna add some ready to go lentils into it too. So we've got the scramble, we've got the soy rizo, we've got the lentils, and I thought, again, this would be a great filler for burritos, for Taco Tuesday, hello, and whatever else we want to do with it. The other day I made this actually, and I put it just on top of a salad. I know that might be kind of weird, but it was delicious and filling. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for stuff that's super easy, super tasty, and ready to go. So just heat that through and put it into a storage container, and you will have that for various meals again throughout the next few days. Now, last but not least, and I personally think one of the best, I have to save the best for last, it is the Crustables. Yes, my friends, the Crustables. Not Uncrustables. We do not discriminate against crust in this house. I love crust. Why not make your own Uncrustables? I'm just gonna use that term now because we all know these to be what you can buy in the freezer section at any grocery store, Uncrustables, right? Well, why not make them yourself? It's very, very simple. And about a couple weeks ago, my husband was like, I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'm like, who doesn't? And so he's been like on a kick lately, and he's been liking to have one when he gets home at night. Oh man. And so I've been like making them in advance, like that morning for that night. And I'm like, well, I can just make them for, you know, in advance even more. You can put them in the freezer, you can keep them in the fridge, whatever. If you're gonna have them for a long period, I would say, of course, do it in the freezer. But I just literally make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Put them in a sandwich bag and you're good to go. Now, I have to share this little story though with you. There is a channel you may or may not know of, and her name is Jamarelle Stewart, I believe, but her channel name is Large Family Table. And I have to give credit there, even though I've been doing this kind of the last few weeks too, but I have to give credit. I originally saw this done by her. She is a family of 10. I have followed her now for about a year, and they do not eat anything like we do as far as like plant-based or anything, but I am truly intrigued because family of 10? What? And she makes these Uncrustables, but Crustables, just regular peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and all the kids get in on it and they're able to do it. So that's another great one too, is your kids can do this one and stay out of your hair while you're making other things, but they make 100 at a time. 100 at a time. And at first I'm like, okay, that's like ridiculous. But a family of 10, and she says that they usually eat about 2 per kid. that really wouldn't take that long to go through, especially if you had it every day. 100. Oh my gosh, so I did 2, but of course make as many as you need. But you know, the good thing is if you got the freezer space, then you're good to go, you know, and you can make 100 as well. Just imagine it piled up, right? That's what it looks like. Follow her if you're just truly intrigued, like how that woman runs her life. It's amazing. She does these big, like, large freezer cooking days too, where she makes all these meals that go into the freezer so that they're ready to go. But it's so fascinating because these bowls that she has too are like vats. I like it, but that's my little story with that. She actually was the one that inspired the Crustables. They're good. PB&J. Ain't mad at it. So these are the ideas that I came up with. Again, I was inspired by kind of back to school, but this can be used for anybody, anytime, whatever. You don't necessarily have to have kiddos or yourself back to school to enjoy these. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't done a meal prep in a while, and I just really like to give ideas of things that you can come up with different foods, but not necessarily have to eat the same thing 5 days in a row, you know? Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're talking to the girl that eats the same thing every morning without fail as my oatmeal. You know the drill. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I like to kind of come up with things that you can change throughout the week, but have the majority of it prepped. So I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. So again, that grill pan I will have linked below for you. I will have all corresponding recipes linked below as well. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you subscribe if you are not already. We really would love to have you come along. Most of the time my husband's on my channel too. We have fun, and I would love to have you come along as well. Anyway guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys very soon.